to get us in the mood, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. It's time to get moving. So get up out of those chairs. You've been sitting down for far too long. Your brain is working with all of this amazing information that's been shared with you. You've probably got notes in front of you. Okay, but now it's time to move and get that body and that brain and that whole being coming into one. So let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's move. Okay, there we go. So, absolutely fantastic to see people moving. Why did I make you move? Why did I make you shift your body? If you have followed any of Tony Robbins' work, and many people working with neuro-linguistic programming, people working with somatic coaching, okay, emotion and motion, they are tied, okay? If you are moving, you will feel a certain way. If you're feeling a certain way and you move, you'll feel a different way. Okay, they go together and they connect to your brain. Okay, so when you shift your body, you shift your state. And I want to talk to you about how you go beyond the limit that you have created for yourself. So let's dial into what's going on. Okay, so I want to invite you, okay, to step out a little bit of your comfort zone. Just that here. Just challenge yourself to be a little bit courageous, okay? And that's going to feel uncomfortable. That's going to feel a little bit of something in your body. Now, as you'll see over the 4 days of the Superhuman Summit, everything is connected. Everything is one. I heard people speaking over the last 2 days about you are what you believe. Your thoughts and your beliefs shape your reality. I believe that you are what you say you are, because it's the conversation in your head that determines the quality of your life, the quality of your relationships. Your relationships, I mean your relationship with yourself, with other people, your relationship with your professional life, your relationship with money, with your health. Everything is interconnected. So I want you to get really present to what you're bringing to right here, right now. What are you bringing to this workshop? And I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment. And just breathe. Take a deep breath in. Feel it right up to the back of your shoulders. And release. Take another really deep breath in. Let it fill your belly. Let it fill your chest, right up to the backs of your shoulders. And this is the one that really matters, because when we breathe out this time, we're going to make a noise, whatever noise you want to make, but you're going to make a noise. It can be an R, it can be a yeah, it can be a whatever. But you're going to make a noise of you affirming that you're here with me. So one more time, fill in your belly, fill in your chest, hold it as long as you can. And when you're ready, breathe out and go, yeah. Okay, and I have an invitation for you, and the invitation is this. What if the reason that you are here today in this workshop is not the reason that you think you're here? Something inspired you to be here. Perhaps somebody invited you to be here. Perhaps your subconscious invited you to be here and didn't tell you. Perhaps there's just something beyond, intuitive, the universe, God, something just calling you in to be here. And you don't know what that is. Now, if you take me up on my invitation, then everything, every single possibility becomes available that wasn't available just a moment before. It's like going to your fridge when you're hungry and you know that you've got some yogurt and some fruit and maybe a few chocolate bars over on the side there. You know, we don't like to talk about them, but they're there as well. And you open up your fridge and you've decided on the chocolate bar, and you open up the fridge and instead you're looking at an elephant, or you're looking at the Sphinx, something completely unexpected. And you're like, what's that in my fridge? Yeah, that's the kind of possibility that becomes available when you let go of why you think you're here. So my invitation is let go of why you're here and become present to what is possible for being here. Okay. This could go anywhere. And that's the exciting thing. I've got a script, of course. I've got a presentation here. I've got all my things over here behind me that you can't see yet. Okay, but let's just dive into what's possible. So perhaps when you saw my name on the Superhuman Summit, you did a bit of research on me. Perhaps you visited my LinkedIn or my Facebook. But I want you to park all of that. Yeah, just put it off to one side. Let go of what you think you know. Okay, and get to know me. So I'm going to talk to you about today. And when I say that, you know, you are what you say you are, I'm an ex-soldier. And today in the UK, it's Armistice Day. Now, I'm a real introvert. Now, I don't like standing out. I don't like, you know, being out there part of a crowd. I don't like people necessarily looking at me. Okay, but over time, I've got used to doing it. Yeah, I can come on here. Hey guys, we're on, you know, Zoom, and this is going live, and all you guys are out there, and we're around the world. But that's not my natural environment. And in the town where I live, there's a veterans association, and they do a lot of events, and I don't go to any of them. I don't go to the breakfast, the lunches. I don't go to the bars, and I'm just very, very quiet. But one of my really good friends, he goes, and he said to me, Alec, it would be so great if you could come and be part of the parade today, at Armistice Day, at Remembrance Parade. It would be so great to have another veteran there. So I put aside everything that I know about me being an introvert, about me not showing up, about me not standing out. And I put it all to one side. And this morning, I marched into town with my fellow veterans, and we stood to attention in front of the War Memorial, and Last Post was played, and we honored the dead, and we thought about those suffering war. And I became really aware of, I can do anything if I say that I'm going to do it. And this has been something all the way through my life, that whenever I've said I can, I do. And this is the first part you get of surpassing, of going beyond your limits, is I want you to get really present that you have the talent and the resources to achieve everything you want in life. If you look out there and somebody has what you want, somebody's achieved the goals that you want, somebody's got the lifestyle that you want, somebody has the health that you want, somebody's got the bank balance that you want, if it's out there, it's achievable for you. And sometimes I heard Denise talk about saboteurs. Sometimes these saboteurs turn up and they go, oh, you're not good enough. You're just not good enough. I know, that was me. I was 18. I was the not good enough kid at school. Yeah, my grades, I was a pretty terrible teenager. Let's put it that way. So I left school at 18 with pretty average grades. I couldn't get to college. My friends, age 18, my friends are all heading off to college, and I'm left behind. Yeah, but I had a dream. I had a vision. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a national newspaper journalist. And all of my teachers, there's a few that kind of knew that I had the potential, but most of my teachers were kind of like, no, you're not good enough. And I just very quietly, my introverted nature, I had my old typewriter. We didn't have word processors and printers in those days. I've still got it, my typewriter, and I sat down and I typed out letter of application and resume, CVs over and over. And I put these things in envelopes and I sent them off 100, 200, 300, 400. Not one reply. Now, if you've written 400 letters on a typewriter and you've paid from your hard-earned work, from your weekend jobs, cleaning cars and working, washing dishes in restaurants and things, if that's your reality, that hurts. Yeah, that's enough to make you kind of go, might need a shift of plan. But I'm stubborn. And I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I could do it. So I just persevered. I took different actions though. So my mindset stayed the same. I can do this. But I took some different actions. I started going to places that I didn't normally go to and meeting people that I didn't normally meet. And when you're an introvert, that's uncomfortable. So in one of these places, I met this guy. It was actually a Kung Fu competition because back then I was practicing martial arts. And I'm sorry to say to David that I gave him a pretty good beating in the ring. And we were talking afterwards, and as luck would have it, David was a journalist. And as luck would have it, David's newspaper had a vacancy. The next week, I'm standing there, 18 years old, in my cheap suit, in front of one of the most influential and powerful editors in London's newspaper industry at the time. And I'm there, and I don't know whether it was pity or whether it was he could see something, a diamond that was waiting to be polished. But he gave me the chance. He picked up this tray. I still remember he picked up this wire tray off of his desk. It was full of press releases. And he passes this to me. And he points to a typewriter and he says, do you know how to use one of those? And I'm like, yes, sir. I know how to use one of those really, really well. And he said, you're going to sit there for a couple of hours and you're going to make something useful out of whatever's in that tray. So I did. And I took it back to him and I gave it to him. And he looked at me and he looked at the article and he read it and he looked back at me and he went, you'll do. And I got my first job in national media. Fast forward 3 years later, I'm nominated and a finalist in Young Journalist of the Year. Yeah. So, but I told myself that I could do it. This is it. I had no evidence, no basis. I didn't have a master's degree. I hadn't studied journalism, but I knew that I could do it. And this is the thing. You are what you say you are. Similarly, there have been times in my life when I've told myself I'm not good enough. In fact, that's how I became a coach, because I was headhunted by a big company and they offered me a big promotion. And I remember putting the phone down after that call and just going, oh my God, what can I do? This is insane. There's no way I can do that. I don't have enough experience. I haven't got, and my mind just started going. And I was telling myself that I wasn't good enough. I was telling myself that I would fail. I was telling myself that if I failed, there was rejection. I was telling myself that if I was vulnerable enough just to believe, just for a moment, that I could do it, that I would be crushed. And my wonderful wife, she sat there and listened to me. She's a psychologist and a counselor. So, we get on well. And she said to me, she said, yeah, I hear all of that. Is any of it true? Yeah. Is any of it true? Because when we feel stressed, or anxiety or disappointment, it's because we're resisting reality. Okay. Getting that phone call, being headhunted, that's not stressful. There would be other people that'd be like jumping up and down going, whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. But in my case, I made it stressful. Why? Because I created a reality around my story. And this is what I want to get you present to. It's whatever's happening is story. Okay. Whatever is happening is a story. And I'm going to teach you the techniques that I use on myself, on my family. Yeah. Having a dad for a coach can be a real bummer sometimes, I tell you. Right. My daughter, she's 18. She's just started college. And she just looks at me sometimes. She goes, Dad, I don't want any coaching. So this is really important. I always ask permission before I coach. So I'm going to ask your permission, and I'm going to drop the background. Okay. And you're going to see my incredibly high tech office setup here. Be amazed, be prepared to have your mind blown by how high tech everything is here in the background. So give me just a moment. And there we go. It's a flip chart. Okay. So this is what I call the iceberg of success. Okay. And like a good iceberg, we can only see a very small part of what goes up to make success. So the results that you are getting right now, and this is where you're going to need a pen and paper. Pen and paper. What results are you getting that you're frustrated with that are not getting you where you want to be? Okay, what's not working? What's not quite how you want it to be at this moment in time? Okay, get thinking about your results. Okay. Then think about the action that you're taking. In my case, going back to my 18-year-old self, I was sitting down at the typewriter, same letter, same resume, bang, 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 sending it off, not getting the results I wanted. I changed the action and I got different results. So what are the actions that you're taking that are producing the results that you're getting? Then dive into what's the mindset that's underlying those actions. If you were the most confident, powerful version of yourself right now, would you be taking those same actions? Or would you be doing something different? Yeah. And that's what we can see. As a coach, I can see the results that you're getting. I can see the actions you're taking. And through asking questions, I can figure out what's going on in your mindset. You can do that too, if you give yourself space. Now, there's a great coach called Rich Litvin. He says, nobody needs a coach. You can just go and talk to a lamppost. It will take you longer to get results, but what you actually need is the space to become aware of what's going on in your inner conversation. Because underneath, we're all swimming in this sea. You can't wake up in the day and go out into the world and not become aware of the fact that you are swimming in a sea of values, opinions, and beliefs. I heard one of the talks talk about not turning your phone on first thing in the morning. Yeah. Now, again, as I was talking about, when you open your fridge, you've got the healthy snacks and the yogurts and the chocolate bars, which you know are not necessarily good for you, but you have them there anyway. Yeah. Social media and the news is the same as those unhealthy snacks in the fridge. If that's what you're feeding yourself with all day, every day, then you're going to be unhealthy. The same way, okay? Take fruit and yogurt and vegetables and proteins and healthy foods and water, and you're going to nourish your body and your mind. But if you're turning on your phone first thing in the morning, you're setting yourself up for a day full of stress and reactions, because what you're seeing is a distilled and distorted reality. It's not real. And we're expected to have an opinion about everything. If you're on social media, you're expected to have an opinion. And this is polarizing society. It's polarizing families, because you're either for us or you're against us. There is no middle ground. And this sea of views, opinions, and beliefs, that's a really interesting place to kind of give yourself the space to figure out what is causing me to think this way, behave this way, believe this. And my invitation to you is dial down, get below the sea, get below the surface of those opinions and beliefs, and go to your values. Go to your priorities. I do an exercise with my clients where I get them to write their obituary. Yeah, I get them to imagine they're dead and everybody that's known them has come together. Yeah, because no one's going to be talking about the flash car that you've got, how big your house was, how amazing your watch is, okay, what nice shoes you wear, how big your bank balance was, because that's all temporary. They're going to be talking about how you made them feel. And that comes down to time. How present are you with yourself, and how present are you with other people? And this is why I say it goes into 3 parts, because the conversation you're having up here right now in your head is affecting the conversations that you're going to have with other people. Because how you're showing up here is how you're showing up out here. And this is only a tiny part of your communication. This is only a tiny part of the actions. It's the mindset that is the big part. So the first part is change the conversation that you're having and bring it right back down to not what other people expect, not what you expect, but bring it right back down to what is important for me. I can tell you, if I spend 24 hours with you, I'll know what's important. I know what your values are, because I'll see how you use your time. We've got the miracle morning, we've got the 20% rule, we've got the 5 a.m. club. All of them pretty much boil down to the same thing. Start your day right. Wake up, spend some time in reflection, journaling, meditation, spend some time moving, exercise, spend some time nourishing your body and your brain. Yeah, start your day right. If I see people do that, I know that they're prioritizing self-care and self-love. Discipline is the ultimate act of self-love. Because if you're disciplining yourself to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and eat healthily and exercise and journal and meditate, then I know that you value yourself. If the first thing you do is wake up in the morning and turn on your cell phone, then I know that you're still up here swimming in the sea. And this is what I said about when you open your fridge, okay, and you see the elephant. Because in life, okay, we go through plateaus and we go through zones of growth. And when you're plateauing, when you're not getting the results that you think that you should be getting or that you want to get, or we'll come on to that little bit of language in a minute. But when you're hitting those plateaus, you can give up, right? You can say, I'm never going to lose this weight. There's no point trying. Right, hand me that pizza. You can say, I'm never going to get this promotion. There's no point trying. I'm just going to stay here and I'm going to be slightly bitter and resentful about it. And I'm going to blame my boss and the office politics. It's all their fault. They don't like me. Da, 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 da. Yeah. And we shift into blame. We shift into being judgmental. We shift into criticism. Okay. Ultimately, we get fed up. We try something different. We move company, or we say, I'm not going to play racquetball anymore. I'm going to play tennis. I'm not going to be doing Pilates anymore. I'm going to take up cycling. But guess what? It's not the thing that's not producing results. It's the mindset. So the next thing you take up, you're just going to flatline again. And you're going to get fed up with that, and it'll be somebody else's fault. I knew I shouldn't have played tennis. I'll go and try golf. Golf's got to be easy. Big club, small ball. Yeah, don't try golf. So I call these people magpies. Yeah, they see something shiny, they fly down, they try and pick it up, realize it actually takes a lot of work and effort. Okay, and then they move on. Then we've got the stressor aggressor. I am going to succeed no matter what. You just watch me. Yeah. And they're going to be going on this plateau, and they're going to be there at the golf driving range, hitting 2,000 balls from a bucket a day, and slice and chop and slice and chop and slice and chop. And they're going to just keep doing that. And then their performance is going to improve. And you see, I told you. And then they're going to hit another plateau, and they're going to go through the same behavior. So they're going to get stressed, and they're going to get aggressive, and they're going to burn out, and they're going to be pretty grouchy people to be around. Is that how you want to spend your life? Being grouchy? Being stressed because you've created a story? How about another way? You go, oh, I've reached a plateau. That's normal. Yeah. Oh, I'm not as good as I used to be. So, what can I learn from this? You know, this is feedback. I need to try something new. I need to have this curious mindset. I need to tell myself that actually this is great. I get to learn something. Yeah. So if I'm trying to improve my tennis game, I hire a tennis coach. The tennis coach comes along, and they look at how you're holding the racket, and they move the racket by like a millimeter. Yeah, they just like, oh no, just like that in your hand. And then you start hitting balls, but it's worse than it was before. Your forehand goes to pot. You're like whacking it everywhere, and it's not working. And you're getting frustrated. You're going to have a John McEnroe moment and throw the racket on the ground. And then the coach is just like, just keep practicing, just believe in me, believe in you, believe in this process. And then you see this kind of like slump, and then all of a sudden you're off. Yeah, that can be in your career. You hire a coach, you go and do a master's degree, you go on a training course. That can be with your finances. You discover how to do better investing, or you start canceling those subscriptions that don't really bring any value to your life whatsoever. Yeah, so there's lots of things that you can do, but you start to make these small changes. You start to get different perspectives, and initially you make mistakes, you fail. But as long as you don't tell yourself that that's a bad thing, because remember, you are who you say you are. So if you say that I'm a learner, that I'm growing, that I'm going to be successful, then you will be. So celebrate failure. Yeah, weird, huh? But just celebrate it, because it's learning. And this is the thing. You're either growing or you're stagnating. Stagnation is a prerequisite for dying. Yeah. Stagnant things die. Growing things keep growing. Okay. This is why I always find it bizarre when I'll help you achieve your full potential. I can't help you achieve your full potential. I can unlock your potential. I can get you to realize that you can just keep growing and growing and growing. But the only day you ever achieve your full potential, sadly, is your last day on Earth, because there's no more growth possible. Okay, so failure, embrace it, celebrate it. Okay, and get help, learn, grow, because this is all part of discovery of who you are. Now, if this was everything that could possibly be known, everything that's possible to know in the universe, yeah, this is up here, this section here is what you know, you know. I know I'm 50. I know I've got 2 master's degrees. I know I've got an undergraduate degree. I know that I'm married. I know that I have a certain Star Wars fetish. Yeah. Okay. But my favorite is this guy. Love this guy. Right. So I know these things. I know I speak Spanish. Okay. These are the things I know I don't know. I know I don't know how to skydive. I know I don't know how to speak Russian. I know I don't know how to do a backflip. So with these things that I know, I can improve them. Yeah, I can get a coach, I can go and train, I can improve these things. With these things that I know I don't know, again, I can go away and improve, I can learn. But all this stuff here is stuff I don't know, Yeah. And there's only one way to figure this out. And that's by discovering it. But how do you discover something that you don't know? Again, it's like opening the fridge and seeing the elephant or the pyramids. Yeah. It's by giving yourself the space to ask what on earth is going on up here. Yeah. Now I'll give you a story. When I was growing up, normal family, parents, 2 kids, normal school, normal life. We were neither rich nor poor. Pretty average British family. But one day, when I was about 6 years old, my brother, who's older than me, had a little fight with me. And he was bigger, I was smaller. Not much to guess what happened there. I lost. And I remember walking through the house and and I couldn't find my mum, who was my usual savior. Yeah, so there I was looking for a savior. I was in Cartman's victim triangle. There was the aggressor, there was me, the victim, and I'm looking for the savior out there. So I'm walking through the house and I can't find mum. I go out into the garden and I find my dad, and he's on the weekend, he's in his happy place, tinkering around in the garden, and my dad's a carpenter, so he's making things, and he's got his cup of tea there, and he's just like, this is bliss for dad. And this snotty, sniveling 6-year-old walks up to him. And I say, Dad, Dean's beating me up. And my dad says to me, well, what are you going to do about it? And I looked at him and I went, but, come and help me. Come and tell Dean that he's wrong. Come and tell Dean that you shouldn't do that. My dad went, no, it's time you learn to fight your own battles. Yeah. And in that moment, I made a choice. I made a powerful choice. I created a saboteur. Because there was what happened. Yeah. My brother had beat me up. I'd gone to my dad, and my dad had given me the opportunity to go and sort it out myself. Yeah. Solve a problem. What a great opportunity for a kid. But I was looking for the savior, because I'm there in the drama triangle. I'm looking to be saved. There is no one coming to save you, people. You've got to save yourself. Right? There is no person on the back of a horse riding in to save the day. Okay, it's you. And it all starts here. So dad says no. in, you know, few more words than that. And I made it mean he doesn't love me. I made it mean I'm not worthy of his love. I made it mean I'm not good enough. I made it mean you don't ask grown-ups for help because they'll always let you down. Yeah. I made all of those meanings. And when you make those meanings and when you make those stories, you create emotion. There's a feedback loop that goes on. And this becomes learned behavior. So every time at school, when I would go to an adult to help me out, when I was feeling that I couldn't cope with it on my own, okay, I would make up the same story. When I started work, yeah, my first boss, poor guy, Tim, still think about Tim, some of the headaches that I caused him because I couldn't get it through my head, okay, that I could do stuff on my own. Now, how do you square that circle? Well, hang on a minute, Alec. You've just told us that you were super confident and that you kept writing letters and taking actions and that you landed this job. And then 3 years later, you're a Young Writer of the Year finalist. Yeah, I know. How can those two people live in one head? Right. But guess what? If you were actually able to open this thing up and look inside, yeah, there's thousands of versions of Alec Jiggins in there. Like there's thousands of versions of you inside your head. Yeah. If you've ever seen that kids movie, Inside Out, I think it's called. Yeah. Then you know what I'm talking about. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different versions of you, which is why I say, again, you are who you say you are. Because if you say that you are strong and powerful, but at the same time vulnerable and authentic, then that's who you are. And once you say that, you've got to live in integrity with that version of you. I could have stayed the version of me that was the 6-year-old boy who blamed adults and made adults wrong, etc., etc., etc. Now, for years in my career, I had terrible relationships with my bosses because I made them my dad. Yeah. It's not my dad's fault. It's not my boss's fault. In fact, there is no fault. It's not even my fault. Okay. It's a choice. Every time we operate from this default setting, we are limiting ourselves and denying ourselves the opportunity to go beyond that limit. So I want to take a moment just to pause, and I'm going to invite you to get a little bit vulnerable for a minute here. So we're going to have a little meditation into a limiting belief and how do we release these beliefs? There are lots of techniques that you can do, lots and lots and lots. Journaling, there's meditations, there's affirmations, there's so many different ways. And this is just one way that I would like you to get really present about what it is, okay? And so again, I just invite you to get comfortable and to close your eyes and to take a deep breath. It helps roll your shoulders and just release tension from your body. And I want you to be fully relaxed and present in this moment. As you bring awareness to your breath, just notice, but don't fix on it. Just notice the gentle ebb and flow, like the tide, like the waves on the beach, as you breathe in and out. And just feel as those breaths come in and come out, just feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed and more centered. I want you to imagine you're standing in a peaceful garden. There's the sound of perhaps birds around you, gentle breeze. There's the vibrant colors of the flowers, strong reds and greens and blues and yellows. The breeze is warm and brushes against your skin. And you just feel very warm and safe because this is a space of tranquility and transformation. And as you stand in this garden, become really clear of a limiting belief that is holding you back. This belief maybe appears like a little voice that whispers doubts or fears in your mind. Maybe it appears as a feeling in your body, a sense of anxiety sometimes in your stomach or around your heart, maybe a tightening of the chest. However this fear appears to you, just become aware of it. Have that sensation that it brings to you, this limiting belief, that you are not good enough, or you're not capable, or you're not deserving of achieving your dreams. Just get that feeling present. Acknowledge it's there. Acknowledge that you created this belief to keep you safe at some previous time in your life. And recognize that this no longer serves you. Now, imagine that this limiting belief is becoming a physical object in your hand. It could be a pebble or a stone. It could become a piece of paper, a leaf. Anything that you want to imagine that symbolizes this belief. As you hold it in your hand, you feel its weight. You feel the texture of it in your hand. Notice how it feels to have this belief with you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, visualize you are releasing this object from your hand. And watch as it falls to the ground, it disappears into the earth, it dissolves. And there's this amazing sense of lightness and freedom that washes over you as this belief just disappears. And you realize you are free of this belief. And as you feel this freedom, imagine a beam of golden light shining down on you from above. It envelops you in its embrace. You feel it filling you with love, with compassion, with empowerment. Allow it to penetrate every cell of your body. And as it does so, it dissolves any remaining traces of the limiting belief. You can say the next parts to yourself out loud or silently, it's up to you. But please repeat the following affirmations. I release all limiting beliefs that no longer serve me. I am worthy of success, happiness, and abundance. I am capable of achieving my dreams and creating a life I love. I embrace my true potential and trust in my abilities. Feel the truth. Feel how that truth resonates with you, in you, through you. Embrace that feeling. Embrace the freedom now that you're free of that limiting belief. Take a moment to enjoy this newfound liberation. Know that through what you say to yourself, you will become that version of yourself, that you have the power to rewrite your story and create a life filled with limitless possibilities, limitless potential, that you can achieve everything that you are ready to achieve, that you can step into your power. When you're ready, bring your attention back and your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and you can open your eyes. So I hope the people that I can see on screen, and everybody there that I can't see, I hope that really helped to shift something for you. This is something that I do in my own practice. This is something that for me has served time and time again to really set me free and to really help me go beyond those limits. Because when you set yourself free, you're not waiting for somebody else to come. When you step into your power and you say who you are and you become what you say, then you can achieve anything. And I really hope that you found this valuable. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be here